You gave it to me. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. So, for writing any sort of a code, be it a trigger or any class, the first thing is understand problem statement. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Convert or try to write down steps involved. I mean, let's say you have some, you have some scenario. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So write down the steps which you think that okay. Uh, for example, we discussed one example yesterday where we are, on the basis of the lead source, we are putting the fax number. So
Mm-hmm.
for such thing, what I will be doing is I understood the problem statement. Now my steps will be my first step will be that my trigger should work for new as well as updating records. Okay, the first thing is this that okay, my trigger should work for the new as well as if I update the existing records. So my trigger should respond and must show me the desired result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second thing is so by this step you will be able to understand that okay this will be for both insert and update event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the second thing is you have to now we found that the insert we will be working for the new record as well as for the updating the existing record. Now
Mm-hmm.
second statement is that okay now I understood that okay this is for the new as well as the existing record. Now what I will be doing is I should first check what is the lead source.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if lead source is where, then only okay. So this was our condition that if the lead source is where, then only I need to put facts into sorry put 100 into facts field, right? Hello.
Yeah. I can. Yeah. Correct.
So first thing is that as soon as you see a scenario or a problem statement, first try to draft the what is exactly we are going to do line by line. Okay, this is what we have found. I mean, what will be the event will be used. Now, what is the condition? Okay. Then after that,
Mm-hmm.
take the pen and the paper and write down a rough code. Rough code means the just a kind of the architect you will be going to uh, design. For example, uh, just as a the rough code means trigger, then the name of trigger on, then my object will be lead before insert before update. Okay, now here I will check uh, conditions using context variable.
Mhm.
Okay, so this will be if trigger dot is executing trigger dot is before, then trigger dot is insert
Mhm.
trigger dot is update. Okay, now I have now my conditions we're using the context variable is check. Now what I need to do, now I need to check the lead web source. Okay, so
Yes. So I have a question. Why do we put is trigger is executing like before? Because when I saw before, like from history, triggers online, I never saw that sentence.
okay, see, I'm making it as a habit of use the trigger dot is executing, because whenever you want this specific method or a class to be called uh, based on the when some when a class or a method to be called by a top call of the trigger, then for specifically for this we need trigger dot is executing. Trigger dot is executing will tells you, okay, your code has been called by a trigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why when any of the class or any of the method will be called by a trigger, so it will return the true. And then only if the condition will be satisfied that okay, this is called by some xyz trigger, and I'm return, then trigger will tell trigger dot is executing will tell you that okay,
Mhm.
I'm returning true, now you can go, now you can execute. Okay, otherwise this the it will return false if in case the top call is not from the trigger. Then in that case the it will return false and will say no, this piece of code cannot be executed because here is a check.
So, okay, so is this needed, this sentence is needed for every single trigger?
Make a habit of it.
Yeah.
Make a habit of it, because the this will be helping you,
Mm-hmm.
because this way you will be able to at least remember the context variables. Okay, you need to go for some kind of a theory revision in future, because because you are using the context variables on your every trigger or on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is something
Okay.
is the going to help you, not going to harm your code. Okay,
Okay. So basically, do you is if you're not using trigger dot executing, what other you use?
I'm sorry.
If we don't use trigger dot executing, what's the other option that will be there?
See, if the trigger dot executing, if not you are not using here in the trigger, then there is no problem actually. Otherwise, the for any class or a method which need to be they specifically or especially should be executed by a trigger call, then This is only the option you have.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other way. Otherwise, you will create a custom logic for this thing as well. That okay, just to, and that will be the long, you know, a lengthy process of creating a custom logic where you will first, identify, okay, my call is from the trigger, then this should execute.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. This is actually, this is, I told you, context variable is a keyword provided by the Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose of, this context variables is to understand that, okay, that for example, is trigger is executing is for whenever your call will be from a trigger, then it will return true. Okay, is before. So you will be identifying that okay, my trigger uh, is actually before because it is getting fired before my record will get saved into the system, right? Or
Yeah.
so same way is insert is update, right?
Yep.
So this is the I mean is a way to at least at the initial level to practice about the coding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, always use the for at least for the initial days. Always use a pen and a paper to write down the code because the writing is when you write something then that is the going to more proper way to save in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Typing or the something uh, else will not be that effective.
Okay.
Okay, so let's. I'm stopping the share. I'm stopping the sharing the screen, and we will have the different scenario today. So let's go for it. Share the screen, please.
Yes, I can share. So share screen. I cannot share. It's disabled by you.
Oh, just a minute. Sorry. Now
So
you can see.
I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
When do you usually what's the best scenario for using like trigger? When do you usually go into it? So does it replace a process builder?
See, trigger. I will say whenever you feel, for example, uh, you have done some sort of the updation. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
the one way is that the to let the system know that please take the action. Somebody has updated the record or somebody has performed some action on the object. Now, please take
Mm-hmm.
some action. So trigger will, if you have written the logic, if the logic will, if the condition will match, the trigger will automatically perform the action. You need not be worried about. Uh, but if already we have because we already have the the process builder workflow the flow. So in first the I will say go for the you know uh, standard, I mean out of the box functionalities which is provided by the Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
And if your purpose is not getting solved, for example, I will be sharing you the one example of sending an email. So you can send an email, but there is no option of the BCC and marking the the CC uh, in the standard functionalities. Like you can send a email to only a one person which you will be mentioning into a two, but BCC and CC option is not available in a workflow or any other automation. For this you
Oh,
have to
okay.
again the go for coding.
So so usually why did you say the best thing is to have like one trigger per account?
See, the purpose of this saying is that the if you will be writing more than one trigger, and let's say the scenario or a condition, okay, the if
Mm-hmm.
conditions, for example, meets and they are satisfying the condition. In that case, you cannot control the order of execution, that no, trigger A, don't, you are not supposed to fire. You can't do that, because this is the code. Once the condition will be
Mm-hmm.
satisfied, they will fire automatically. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
once they will be let's say trigger A fired, trigger B fired, trigger C fired, D fired. So there will be a situation where you, because you can't control the order of execution, so the whatever the expected result you want to see, uh, you may not be able to, because maybe the expected result is from trigger A, but trigger C perform the operation. Now, the conditions are the match in every trigger. Maybe possible that there will be a the kind of the uh, record log something scenario. So we avoid writing the the more than one trigger in in an object.
Okay. So what? So if you have two triggers on one object, will this be a problem?
See, if your conditions are not matching, okay, then
Mm.
there will not be any problem. But it is not a best practice as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So
the
okay.
recommend it is
Yeah.
not recommended by the Salesforce as well.
So you always recommend just one per object. But do you think big companies have only one per object?
No, we have the we will write one trigger on an object, and then we will go for the trigger handler classes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
What do
trigger.
you mean? What do you mean? Like when you say trigger and trigger handler classes, what are the difference?
Trigger handler classes means that we are I mean performing the all sort of the operations which we are writing right now in our trigger. Instead of that, we are going to write the trigger handler class, where our all logic will be inside the trigger handler class, and we will put a condition. I mean, we will put a separate methods for those conditions, that okay, this method is going to perform this action, this method is going to perform this action. So this is the trigger handler class. You will like to know, because we have just started with the trigger. So in coming days you will be learning the trigger handler class as well.
So basically, the trigger handling classes will allow you to have more triggers on one object.
Yes,
Okay.
you can say because you're trying to the solve the purpose. Okay. I mean, the purpose of when you say that I okay I now what I don't have, because somebody is not knowing about trigger handler class. So what you will be saying, that how is it possible that I will be uh, I'm I cannot write the more than one trigger on an object. So what should the solution? So for those, my easy they must learn the trigger handler class, and they will create a the one trigger. They will put a condition, and for example, let's say the I decided that okay, uh, is before, okay, and is insert, or is update. Now I will be the calling a class, the class name dot my method name, and my class method will be called through a trigger. Now, after that, the entire logic I will be writing in this particular method. Whatever I was supposed to write in a trigger, I will be writing there. With this,
Yeah.
the benefit is that the I will be reusing my code, and it's very the it become very easy to come to write the test class as well to get the coverage. Okay, you will learn it.
Yeah.
No problem. You will learn it. So
So
yeah.
yeah. So does this takes time to be like to learn it?
See, that's why I'm saying that the trigger is nothing. Okay, uh, you have theoretically understood the the context variable. You theoretically understood the the list set map. Now it is now every day is the that is a practice day. More the scenarios, more the practice, more logic building capabilities. So now for the on a daily basis we are going to do the practice on a different scenarios, more complicated scenarios, how to use the map. I told you that the people are very much feel uncomfortable with the map, but I may feel the comfortable using map. So that's the how much practice you are doing, so that your imagination part, that what is I'm supposed to do,
Mhm.
how the code will be, or what should I the write in the next line. Because we all understand the problem statement, the scenario, but how to convert the scenario
Mhm.
into the your logic. Okay, so this will be the you will be learning gradually by more practice, by more I mean these different scenarios. But it is, I think, not going to take much time, because as per my experience, within a week people get the good understanding of such things.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. Hopefully it will be like good. It's like the only thing that's confusing is I know it's only the limit is only one trigger per account, but if you just have like a big overview on everything, you will notice that like many companies, I think they usually work based on the like based on like how do I say it, their trigger. It seems like as I read online, I see that companies focus more on development based on trigger rather than just doing stuff based on like something else,
See
like something
right
as
now.
like normal automation.
Mhm. See, right now, as I told you, that for our learning purpose, we will be writing the n number of triggers on an object. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
The the reason is we know, the what all sort of the triggers we have written so far. So in case if some problem comes to us as well, the we will be able to handle those problems. Now,
mm-hmm,
once we will be able to write the trigger, or I should say, once we are able to, write our own code logic, then we will go for the trigger handler classes. That okay, now it's time to to make our work as per the best practices of the Salesforce. Only one
okay.
best practice is we are not following. Otherwise, we are following in the every best practices right from yesterday. Uh,
Mm-hmm,
that is the one trigger on an object. Okay, and this is the best practice which we will be following once we will have a good command over the uh, the logic building power.
yep,
Okay,
okay.
so don't worry about it. First, just focus on the the how to write the code, how to write the trigger, how to make your own logic. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now go to the lead object.
Just 1 second, I need to check my son. Just 1 second.
Yeah, please. Okay, so
Okay,
now go to the lead object.
lead object. So this is okay. So this is the lead.
Yeah, and now understand the scenario, and then we will write the scenario. First, understand it. Click on new.
New. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the here the salutation,
Mm-hmm.
first name,
Yeah.
last name. Okay. So my scenario is, if the salutation is not blank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we have, that means if we have any salutation, Mr., Mrs., Doctor, Professor. In that case, I need the salutation, first name, last name to be displayed inside the description
Mm-hmm.
field. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the scenario I have.
Okay. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if so is the salutation attached with first name and last name always? Like I noticed, like it doesn't show directly. It's how do I call it? It's usually it's just accessed. When you save it, you don't see salutation as its own field.
Okay. Uh, okay. Just create my first record. I mean,
Do I want me to? Do you want me?
no. I will. We
Yes.
will be going.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So okay. First, okay, miss. Okay. So company self. Okay. Do I save it?
Yeah. Now click on save.
Mhm.
Save this record.
Save it. Okay.
Okay. So right now it is coming Miss Rina Angel.
Yeah.
The entire thing I need to put and display inside description.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now click on edit
Okay.
and go to salutation and make it none. Save.
I did save it.
Now, if we don't have the salutation, then I don't need any sort of the action to be performed. That means then I don't need the description uh, should contain the just Rena Angel or
Mm-hmm.
the anything, or I mean no updation I need, no action I need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what will be your approach? Go to Notepad.
Not bad.
Yeah, you are developer now, so everything will be doing either on the Notepad and later on the IDE Visual Studio Code.
When will you teach me the Visual Studio? Is it hard?
I'm sorry,
When will you teach me how to work on Visual Studio?
Visual Studio.
Yeah.
I will teach you. No problem. I will
Yeah.
teach you. Right now I'm just focusing on the coding part.
Yeah. No worry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 second. I need to save this where I can put it so that she doesn't delete it for me. 1 second. Right now, saying don't delete, please. Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, so write down the problem statement.
Just putting a note because I use my sister's computer. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
What did we? Yeah.
okay. So if the salutation
If the salutation
is not blank,
mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
put the salutation with first name, last name into description field. Salutation, comma, first
If
name.
the salutation is not blank, then put salutation, first name,
Yeah,
last name into
into
the
description field.
description field.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, take your time and think about the logic. What logic we should be, writing. Now the first step is decode this statement into your language. Okay, I will be doing this. I will be, the this thing I should write it down. Forget about the code first. Just, write the entire thing as a form of the process, step by step, which I have told you just few minutes back. Okay, just think about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Okay. If salutation is not blank, then put salutation first name.
Let's go to the dev console.
Console. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dev console. So this is the developer console. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want me to create a new
Yes.
trigger?
Yes.
I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call it. What do I call it? Angel. What do you usually call triggers?
Uh, I think I should give the name of the lead salutation name. With this, I will be able to find out easily.
How do you usually do the naming convention for triggers?
Something which by which I can find out the trigger in future if I have to access the trigger. So the I that okay, I have done some salutation scenario. So I will be, the putting the salutation in the trigger name. The
Okay.
lead salutation trigger, or lead from something which by which you can identify.
Okay. So yeah. So I'm gonna call it. So there's no space as well, right?
No,
Salutation.
salutation
Salu
trigger.
trigger. Okay.
Okay.
Trigger salutation on lead before insert. So you mentioned you wanted on which cases?
The first is the we need to write the code for both. I mean, the for new as well as for the updating the record. So before insert, comma before update, both events.
Before insert and before update?
Yeah,
Okay.
at
Okay,
line
so
number.
basically this one should be, so you told me I need to get the habit. Can you email me the stuff you wrote down? I'm gonna check.
Mm-hmm.
My sister deleted all my notes on the computer. I have them in the email. 1 second.
The all this, I mean the practice trigger which I have given to you.
No, the one that you wrote down today, I don't have them. Can you email them to me?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
will. I will
yeah.
do. I
I
will.
have everything saved in an email. Whatever I put on my sister computer, she deleted them by mistake. She didn't think I need them. Okay. Okay, trigger is 20. So you showed me how to write trigger in this one. Okay, so basically, 1 second, I'm accessing your other study material. Okay, okay. So basically, what I need is I'm gonna put here a trigger dot is no. Okay, trigger open bracket no is executing.
No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. The
Mhm.
first thing is uh, at line first, line one.
If
No, no,
this one.
Angel, Angel, Angel. Go to
Mm,
the trigger. I will tell you.
yeah, yeah.
At line one. Yes.
Okay.
We, now we have before insert, right?
Yeah.
Now put a comma after insert
Mm-hmm.
before
Mm-hmm. Update. Thank you for
update.
your patience, Prashant. I really appreciate it.
No problem, no problem.
Okay.
See, it says, it's just a second day of trigger, so no problem at all. Now, what will we doing? Now,
Yeah.
just just close your eyes and imagine. Coding is nothing. Coding, or I should say, technology is just an imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, just imagine what actually the if you are able to visualize that the codes, the black the alphabets, are floating in front of you. So that means you are imagining. So just imagine that what what will be my next step.
Yeah, so what's my next step is that line that you gave me that is executing.
Is executing. Yeah. So use if statement.
Okay. If I guess trigger
Yeah, 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 yeah.
trigger, I'm sorry for being a pain, is executing,
Mm-hmm.
comma,
No, not comma. Or end operator.
which one? I just want
And
to see.
and end operator. End operator.
And okay, yeah. And
Hmm.
mhm,
Then now see now okay, we checked about the is executing. Okay, now out of the before insert and before update, we have common is before. So trigger dot is before.
okay. So trigger is before and trigger is okay, yeah, it's clear now. Trigger dot is before and
Capital B.
or no or.
No, no, wait. I will tell you. I
Mm,
will tell you. First, make it capital B before capital B.
what does it affect?
Okay. Now write down and operator.
Here?
Yeah, and put a bracket. Okay. Now trigger dot is insert because now just understand this thing. We need to
Mm,
make our code run for both the cases whenever we will be inserting the record or we will be updating. Now this will not be possible in any case, that the simultaneously at the same time, at the same second, at the same minute, you are inserting the record as well as you are updating the record. So either you will be the inserting a new record, I mean you will be creating the new record, or you will be updating, right?
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
same way, now here we are going to use the or operator. Okay,
yeah.
see, understand, I told you that this is not possible that we are the at any particular second we are or a minute we are inserting the record as well as we are updating the record. It will be either I will be the inserting the record or
Mm-hmm.
updating the record. So even
Mm-hmm.
my language is the telling me that Prashant, go for the or operator. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So write down. I will tell you. I will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger dot
But okay, trigger dot.
hmm, is
Mm-hmm.
insert. Is insert
Mm-hmm.
and capital I.
Okay.
Okay, and make the I of is as a small
Make what? The
I.
I is small.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Now after insert, use or operator.
Or
Or operator.
okay. Okay.
No, no,
Why we
no,
like no?
not this way. Not this way. Not this way. Okay, just give me a control.
Mm, where do I cannot click. It's coming here. I don't know how to reach it. 1 second. It's not allowing me. Okay, it does now. Okay.
Okay, now just a minute. This is or operator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now
How
right
did
now,
it's
yeah,
how did you add to what?
just have a look over the one. There's a one key above the enter.
Enter?
Yeah, above the enter, there's a key.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now trigger dot is update.
Okay. So trigger dot is update.
Yeah, capital U.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a question which is confusing me. Why we never put the bracket here? Why did we put the bracket? Is it because we're using the and operator and or?
See the okay. Let's say okay. Understand this way, and then I will tell you the what is exactly happening at line number 2.
Okay.
Now, if I say then tea or coffee, so there's an option of one thing. Either I will take a tea or a coffee.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, tea, uh,
Yeah.
chapati, and butter. So I will be taking tea as well as chapati as well as butter.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody will offer me that, okay, boss, we have one more option available for you, that is chapati and butter. Okay, and
Mhm.
either you can take tea or you can take coffee, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we need one thing. Now if I will if I will be not putting the bracket for the trigger dot is insert or trigger dot is update, in that case my code will not be the or my compiler will not be able to understand that what exactly I am going to do, because I am making a choice in between these two things, is insert or is update.
Mhm.
That's the reason I am putting inside a bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now start. Now after this, the last bracket, put a curly braces at line number 2.
At, at line number 2.
Yeah.
Line number 2.
Line number 2.
Where?
Last brace.
Yeah.
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 Here only. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a curly braces.
Mhm.
No. 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 Start the curly braces first.
Oh, started. Yeah.
No. No. Yes. Yes. Now start the curly braces.
Mhm.
Okay. Now what you will be doing is now. Now what will be now?
Now we, um, so now we would be accessing the lead object. So this is, I think this is more easy for. So the first 4 trigger
Hmm.
leads is called leads or lead
No.
lead.
No, no, you actually you imagine right thing, but your syntax of writing is wrong. So this will be like for lead
Mm-hmm.
and make the f small for operator. Yeah, the f small. Yes, lead. Now this is a variable. Not wait. See, initially you are writing the code now, so just the make a habit of speaking. Okay, this is the lead and this is the I'm creating a variable. Then I will be using trigger.new colon trigger.new, from
Mm-hmm.
which the one by one the lead record will come and will be stored temporarily into a lead variable into a variable le. This
Mm-hmm.
way, this will if you will make a habit of these uh, just speaking when you are writing the code, that will be the memorizing, or you will be understanding. Okay, this is the purpose of this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is trigger.new.
Yes. No, wait. Start the curly braces. Start the curly braces.
Again?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now, wait. Now, what is the step you will be doing now?
The if statement. If
Yeah.
lead salutation is not null.
Yes.
So I need to check the API for lead salutation, right? So basically, it's called salutation, I know. called salutation.
Yes.
So if lead dot salutation.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Why you're using lead? We have the variable le.
Oh, LE, yeah, sorry.
Yes.
If LE is not equal
Mm-hmm.
null,
Mm-hmm.
close, it's closed.
Mm-hmm. No, not the line terminator. No. Start the
This is called
control.
line terminator.
Early,
Yeah,
start. Yeah. I told you this is the
yeah.
watchman, right? And this is the area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever the you will write. This is the area of this particular watchman.
Okay. LE dot description is equal to lead dot LE dot salutation
Hmm.
plus
Yeah.
LE dot first name plus, I don't know how the plus came to my mind, honestly. LE dot last name. And this is closing the bracket.
The first put a line terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so save.
Yes.
We'll go back to Salesforce now.
Yes. And we will do our testing.
Okay, I'm gonna just refresh. I'm gonna just do like if I click edit and save, will it trigger it?
No.
So this is not this is null. That's why I didn't trigger it. If I'm gonna put Mr. Okay,
It is
it's
working.
clear. Mm-hmm.
So you are a developer now.
I need a long time, my teacher. Honestly, you are the best. Yeah.
So
When I feel I'm losing hope, you bring it back again. You know how?
now
I
create
tell you, this is clear. The only part which is so confusing is this one.
this will
Why like, if I don't add it, what will happen?
see if you will be not adding this thing. Okay, let's do one thing. Which part you want to remove from the line number two?
This one. This all.
Okay, so let's see. See, the code will be, the might be the code will be working, but there will be a problem in the scenarios, and which I will try to bring in the sub scenario in which if you will miss the line, and then you will see the okay. Let's
No,
get
I think I understand it now, because if I can see here the before insert and before update, that means before needs to have one, insert needs to have one, and update needs to have one.
yes. Okay, but I just want to to make you the understand with one example. Just remove this thing. Okay,
This one.
when you
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I get it now.
yeah. So actually, you are controlling the things by this line. So, okay, my code will work on insert, my code will work for the update. Okay, my code should work for both the things. So you're controlling these
Mm,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's clear.
Now, do a testing by creating a new record as well, because we have done the testing for update. So let's test our code for the new record as well.
Oh, okay. For a new record. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna go to the lead object. Okay, lead. And then I'm gonna create a new one. Okay, Mr. or Professor Prashant.
I'm just a graduate.
You deserve to be a professor.
For being a professor, I need to go for PhD.
You can. You're smart. It worked, yeah.
So now this is clear.
Yep, it's very clear. I want you to give me one more, like add to the homeworks you gave to me, because I want to work on them. I'll work on them tonight and tomorrow.
Yes. So the similar thing I'm going to do, very similar scenario. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so okay, now this is for the case object.
Okay. Case object.
So if case status
If case. Okay. If case status. Okay.
is escalated,
Okay.
then priority should be high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you want to the make it very the very little bit complex, so write down, uh, create a custom field
Mm-hmm.
with name check status.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this should be actually the checkbox. Okay, and this field should also be marked as checked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now one more scenario on case object
Oh, this is on update or on create or what?
for both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
now one more scenario. If case SLA violation,
If what?
SLA violation.
If SLA.
Yeah.
Case SLA.
So basically, let me tell you what I'm thinking is, I will be using the custom fields here in my coding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, not,
Okay.
don't go for the custom coding. Sorry, I
So case SLA doesn't exist now.
no, we have to create. But so we will may try after.
I can create it. Don't worry.
Okay, so if case SLA violation, this is a custom field.
Oh,
Hello,
I'm not typing. Oh, yeah, I thought I'm typing. Okay. If case SLA what?
case SLA violation,
Validation.
violation
Violation. Okay.
is yes,
Mm-hmm.
then status
Then status. Mm-hmm.
should be true.
Mm-hmm. Status doesn't have a true or false, right?
This will I will tell you the SLA violation status all will be the custom field, and okay, and there's again a custom field.
Mm-hmm. If case validation status should be true, then
Status should be true, and
mm-hmm. And
hmm, case age,
this age.
case age
Mm-hmm. Yep.
bracket pick list type.
Pick list.
Yes,
Okay. Pick list type. Okay.
should be new.
Okay. Should be new. Okay.
Okay. So you will
Yeah.
be the SLA violation will be checkbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if let's say you have created there's a custom field SLA violation. If you have checked the SLA violation, then the status which we have created as a custom field should be also be marked as checked, and case age, which is again a custom field, uh,
Mm-hmm.
will have the value as new, old, two values.
Mm-hmm.
So then it should show the new as a value.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So try these,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have the 3 or 3 6 total 6 triggers to work on.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll work on these and the one you gave to me.